Hello everybody and welcome back to the craft room with Tanya. Now, first of all, thank you so much for joining me again today. I really appreciate it. I have had a little hiatus from videos just because the craft room was seriously overdue a tidy up, and a tidy up is an absolute understatement for what I have done in here. I have literally ripped it apart. I don't know whether it's spring clean fever or what it is, but I've ripped it apart and I have more or less put it back together again. I'm getting there, but I knew I've been very, what's the word? Amiss. That's not the one I'm looking for, but it will have to do. I've been rather amiss in regards to doing a video. So I did make a little card on Sunday for the challenge. It's called the Saturday challenge. It runs for a week, Saturday through to Friday evening, and the theme this week was Easter, and this is my little card. Now, can you see that okay? It's a cutie, isn't it? It's a bucket full of snowdrops with a little bunny rabbit sitting behind it. And I think he's lovely. I have to admit, I think he's absolutely lovely. But it has garnered really good recognition on Facebook. So I thought, I'll make it for you, and hopefully you'll enjoy it, and it'll be a success. So it's a very simple little one. I'm just getting a bit of cotton wool ready here for his little tail. It's a very simple little one. So I'm going to start off with the bucket. Now, I have pre-cut, sorry, I forgot, my dies. The little dies that I've used for this card are very simple. They're 4 little gummy-a-pan dies. I'm sure you won't find that a surprise. I'm gummy-a-pan mad at the moment, I have to admit. I've taken a great liking to gummy-a-pan dies. I think I have nearly every one that they've made. If not, I'm very close. And this is just a little standing up rabbit, bucket with handle, and snowdrops. And they're lovely, and I've pre-cut them. I'll set them out of the road. Actually, I have everything everywhere at the minute. I haven't quite got there yet. There we go. I'll set them out of the road in case I lose them. Or set those out of the road, I should say. So I've pre-cut my 4 little snowdrops. I've pre-cut 3 little bunnies because I'm going to stack my bunnies, and I've cut 3 little buckets, which I'm also going to stack. I only need the one handle, I think. So now let me show you what we do. And this is a little stamp for the grass. This is just a Stamping Up grass. It's, I don't know, I think it's from a Snowy Cottage or something like that. But you'll see this pattern quite often in Stamping Up. It's a cracking little job. Now, to get the metallic-y effect, I don't know if you can see the metallic-y effect on the little bucket, you have one of 2 choices. You can use a metallic watercolour paint or a metallic acrylic paint, or you can use a standard paint in a grey, your black soot or pumice stone mixed together in your Distress Oxide inks, for instance, and then glaze it with a little glaze. But this was a treat. I bought this as part of a little present to myself at Christmas time, along with my electric Sizzix, which I no longer use. It's actually up on the shelf out of the road at the moment, because I sort of had a bit of a falling out with it. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I just could not seem to get it to cut. I had to put it through numerous times, and even at that, anything with any intricacy at all, it refused to cut it. So what I'm going to do is, this is a Winsor, and is it Windsor? Not Windsor. Winsor. W-I-N-S-O-R. Winsor and Newton watercolour. Metallic watercolours. And it's a cracking little set. I must admit, I do love it. Absolutely love it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little... Oops, I'll get it a tad darker. I'm just going to go over these a few times. These are the ones I'm stacking, but I still don't want them showing up. I'm going round the edges. I don't want them showing up as white, sure I don't. So going round the edges and making sure everything is a nice dark colour. You could probably cut these out of a dark grey card if you had them or something like that, but I'm a bit of an old fusspot when it comes to my dye, so I'm just giving them a quick going over. Now let me get, this is going to be my main one, and what I'm doing I'm going over it with a lighter grey, metallic grey first. I also want to do the little handle. I'm going to do a wooden bit in the centre. I've got paint all over my nails again. It wouldn't be me, would it? Lucky. But there we go. Oh, I missed a bit where my nail was. No, let me just... That's lovely, isn't it? Isn't it gorgeous? You won't see it yet, but you will see it when it starts to dry, that you get that lovely metallic-y sheen. Now, let me see. Just take the worst of the water off that. A little tiny bit darker to go round. That's not dark enough, because I just want to put that dimension in. I think it needs to dry. Now there we're coming. I'm going to go around the top and just put in a little on the base, a little bit of shadow. Now, I am no painter, so please, people have said that they're nervous about tackling paint. Absolutely nothing to be nervous about. Trust me, I have a shaky hand and I'm no painter, but I find messing about with it great fun. It's just good fun. So do try, give it a go. It's one of those things that practice, it may not make perfect, but it certainly does help. So give it a bash. Why not? Now, that's my top one. I wonder, should I do a little bit of darker bits around the edges? Wouldn't hurt, sure it wouldn't. Just to make sure it doesn't stand out bold as brass when we stick it together. Now, we'll pop those. Those are the two back, and that's the main jobby, and that's the little handle. Right. Now, I can pop that away. Isn't that a cracking little set? Look at all the size of it. And this is a travel set. This is a little, look, a little travel paintbrush. Would you just look at that? I think that's the cutest little thing. And every single one of these paints is metallic. Cracking little set. I love it. Love it. And Winsor Newton is not cheap, I have to say. They're a quality paint in my estimations. But with a little set like that with metallics, that, you know, you're probably, well, I use it quite a lot, I have to say. I think it was worth the spend. I can't remember how much it was. I'm so sorry. I'm not good at that. It wasn't exorbitantly expensive, or I wouldn't have purchased it, I tell you that. Now, I'm going to cut my bunny tail, because I forgot to do that. I have a little bit of cotton wool. I've split the pad, the little cottonwood pad, it's this bit I want, in half. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the little bunny tail through the die cuts, so that I can fluff it up and give him a nice fluffy little tail. You won't notice it in a photograph. You probably won't notice much of it in the video, if I'm being truthful. It'll be hard to see because he's so tiny, but there it is. Wait a minute, that's going to drive me nuts. Give my fingernail a bit of a clean. I've got paint. There we go. That's a bit better. That's all I want there. Do you see the little tail? So I'm going to take my scissors. These are my scissors that I use for cutting or round my dies, or something that I've stamped that I want to cut round. I think some people call it fussy cutting. I don't know why. I've no idea why it's called that. Maybe because it's quite particular, I don't know. But those are Stampin' Up scissors. It really doesn't matter what they are, as long as they have, you know, that nice fine narrow point to let you get round everything. They're fabulous, well worth it. Now let's take our little bunnies and we'll do the handle at the same time. Now you might notice that there's two shades here. So what I've done is I've literally used a bit of foolscap. Do you see that? You can actually see the marks where you put your fastener in through to fasten the documents into the wallet. A foolscap wallet folder that I'm using up. And the other piece is just an ordinary bit of manila card that was actually in some sort of triplicate book, I think it was. So there you go. It doesn't have to be expensive stuff at all. Now what I want to do is I want him at the back. So I want these stacked coming towards me. And with each little rabbit, I'm thinking what parts of him would be further away from me. So I'm thinking his tummy and his face would be prominent, closer to. His ears would be further back. His arm and his back foot would be further back. This one, wouldn't this one be closer? No, it would be behind, I think, but not as much. So I'm going to take his arm off here, dismember the poor bunny. I am so sorry, bunny. I'm dismembering one foot. Do you see? I'm taking off his tail completely on both bunny rabbits. And I think I'm going to leave the rest. Let me see how that looks. I'll pop him on there like that. Oops, a daisy. Get rid of these little titchy. Oh, that's my bucket handle. Don't get rid of that. Get rid of these titchy tiny bits here. I don't want to stick it down if I'm not happy with it. Right. And then I want to take off his ears. Like, oops. Like so. That ear has no cut marks on it, which suggests to me it should be closer. So I'm going to leave it on for the minute. I'm taking off his arm, bless him, and both of the little legs or feet on this occasion. Now gummy pan are very good. Can you see where they put the little marks, and all you have to do is snip around to cut them? They're super. That's only one of the reasons why I love them so much. The other is the absolute gorgeous details that you get in all of your dies. The stamps are lovely too. I don't buy a lot of stamps, if I'm being honest, but I found since I got my mystery bags that their stamps are lovely. Now I want to cut the two little bit. I only want to keep the wooden part of the handle, but let me see how he looks first. I've jumped ahead of myself yet again. There's a little bit I've missed. Look, off his tail. There it is. That's it. Simple as that. Now let's put him together and see, does he look right before we stick him down? Well, yes, I am happy with that. Yes, I am very happy with that. Now, I want to leave him there. I want to leave him there because I want to shade him with a little bit of Distress Oxide Walnut Stain. Now, same brush, little watercolor brush. Take some of the water off it and get plenty of ink on it. And then what I want to do is I want to darken down around his legs in places. Now remember, this is a darker shade, so we don't need to darken too much. And his little arm, bless him, his little arm. We don't need to darken everywhere. That's pretty much that one done. And then this one, oh, you won't see the foot. I'm being silly. Oh well, it's well done. Paint that, and then his little ear. Which ear? This ear. So I want to give that a bit of shade, like so. There we go, not completely all of it. And then he'll go on there, like so. And then let's do top bunny. Excuse me, I'm still getting over this chest infection I caught from that awful cold I caught from my granddaughter It's a terrible thing. I just cannot. I think I need a tiny bit more walnut stain on that. Cannot seem to shift it, but hey ho, isn't that the way it goes? And I want to put a little bit more on that ear there. There, that's better. Around there, that's much better. Now let's get this little chap done. So I just want to again add in a little bit of definition here and there. There we go. He's so cute, isn't he? And again, just a tad. There we go. We'll just do a little bit here and round where that little leg would be. Isn't he lovely? Actually, I don't think. Yeah, I think that's better. Now, oh, my handle. I'm determined to forget about this little handle now. There are little ridges across the handle, so I just want to kind of follow those and put a little bit of darker shade around that end, and that's it. Simple as that. That's all we need. Now let's put him together. I don't want to lift all of this away until I stick him together to see if I'm happy with him. I think I am actually, so we'll give him a go. Where's my glue? Now, this is just Nouveau Deluxe adhesive clear glue. I'll start again. Nouveau Deluxe adhesive clear drying craft glue. There you are. Get there eventually, hey? Now, let me see. He has both ears, right? Oopsie daisy. Come on, little man. No arm, no leg. And yes, this little leg, I want a tiny bit of glue there. Right. Now, there's little holes in him because he's like a stitched bunny rabbit. So I want to be careful where I place my glue because I don't want it, you know, appearing in round those little holes. There we go. Isn't he gorgeous? Oh, I'm so pleased with him. Now, just the top one to go down. So just the body and his little head and this ear. There we go. And oh, oops, a daisy, tad too much glue there. Right, tad too much there too. Oh dear, not to worry. Not the end of the world. And soon, there we go. There's Bunny. Isn't he lovely? Now, I'm happy with him, so I can take this away. Don't know what that is. Get rid of that. Right. He's a sweetie, isn't he? I'm well chuffed with him. Just as a little bit hasn't sat right. Now I have his little tail. Look at all the size of that. So I'm going to use my Precision, Nouveau Smooth Precision glue pen for his little tail. There, because I don't need a lot. And oops, I forgot to put the top on. That's not good. That's why it keeps drying up on me. I'm going to use my tweezers to fluff this. They're not clean either. To fluff this up a little bit. Because it's compressed, you know, the cotton wool's compressed in there. Let me see. In the die and embossing, cutting. The die cutting and embossing machine is the Sizzix Big Shot. There we go. And then let's just stick him on. Oh, would you just look at that? Oh, I've just pulled half the flaming cotton wool off after all the fluffing I've done. Dear, 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 dear. Not the best thing to do. Must have got a wee bit of glue on those. Right, there he is. Isn't he gorgeous? My little bunny. Now, I want to take and snip either end off my little handle. Now I need to go in here, do you see? There we go, in we go. And out again, there we are, perfect. We'll get rid of those into the recycling bin, and all I need to do is glue this little portion. There we go, like so. and put my handle on. I do apologise. With using my hands to grip boxes and lift boxes onto shelving units, etc. My I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's my arthritis is playing up very badly, and that seems to exacerbate my involuntary tremor. So I do apologise. Well, I'm sure there's an absolute cutty cart load of you. Well, first of all, I say what I'm going to say, and then I'll explain a cutty cart. I'm sure there'll be plenty of you will tell me, don't apologise, stop apologising, there's nothing to worry about, we don't mind. And I really genuinely appreciate that, because I am quite aware of it. Now, by the way, a cutty cart load just means a bucket load or a full load. A cutty cart, if I'm correct, and I'm sure I will be corrected on this, I believe that a cutty cart was a little wooden cart that was pulled by a donkey. It was a very small flat cart that farmers and labourers would have used for transferring. It would have been the cheapest cart you could have got, and a cutty cart though, so it would have carried quite a load. It was just a front section and then a flat bed. I must look that up. Another Irish-ism for you there, cutty cart. Now, we're going to paint our little snowdrops. I do like painting my snowdrops. I'm going to use Rustic Wilderness, and I'm going to use a Stampin' Up pen as well. This is a little trick. So just, again, nothing to get too excited about. A little bit of water. You could spritz this, you know, if you wanted to, and drag them through it. Well, you couldn't really. You need to mask off all your little white bits, but just run over them. Nothing too fancy. Just where you feel the green stems and grassy bits or whatever they are, leaves, I don't know. Would be. I'm not worrying about covering the whole thing yet. I'll show you why in a second. There we go. Now, I've cut all of my dies from the same material. Whoops! As I cut. There we go. Number 2. My little... Sorry, my cards. My little cards. And everything else. I keep them all the same. So they're all cut from Cintigo. White linen, I think it is. It's a beautiful material. Absolutely beautiful. Now, nearly there. It will be worth it. There we go. Now, where did I put my kitchen roll? Let me just clean that up. There we go. And that's that bit done. And just clean my brush and pop that over there. Now, my 4 little snowdrops. Okay, I'm going to take a marker. This is an alcohol marker, Stampin' Up, Stamping Right, and it is Old Olive, and I'm going to use the brush end of it. You see, and I'm just going to highlight little areas where I think there would be a shadow. Nothing too fancy, just to give it a little bit of light and shade. And again, a little tiny bit of dimension. We're going to come to that in a second. You don't have to be too fussy. I'm not worried, to be honest, because these are a lot of... I'll be cutting half of these to pieces in a second. I'll be cutting half of these, like I said, in a second anyway. So, oh, I've drawn all over my fingernails again. There we go. Who cares? It's not the end of the world. There we go. And these little dies, absolutely exquisite. I love them. Oops. Really, really love Gummy Pan dies. There's lots of other lovely dies out there, and you could use pretty much whatever you want. Now I'll just shove that back in there. Try and clean that up a little bit, as well as my fingernails. Oops, I've missed a bit. It's fallen off. There we are. Now, there's my little snowdrops. What I want to do before I go any further, I want to use my little toolkit here. Now this is just a bit of sponge. It's not even sponge, it's felt. No, it's not felt, it's sponge, it's foam. There's the word I was looking for, foam. And I'm going to use one of my smaller, excuse me, I do apologise, little, this end, tools here. And I'm just going to give my snowdrops a tiny bit, you see that? Tiny bit of dimension. I think it makes a difference. I really, really do. Now, I saw this first from the lovely Christine Stokes. I never would have thought of doing it until I saw hers, and I thought, oh, what a clever idea. And I must admit, I use it on, oops, wrong way up. I use it on pretty much any die now to give it that little bit of dimension. When I remember, because I have a head like a sieve. Now, I can do my bunny. I haven't put together. So, oh, sorry, I'm just going to use a slightly bigger bit to give Bunny a little bit of dimension on his body and his little head. Look at that. Do you see that? Do you see the difference that makes? It's fantastic. It's such a clever, clever idea. Very typically Christine. She's an amazing lady. Now, I'll stick my buckets together because they're dry. Yep, they are. And I'll do those as well. The watercolour, obviously, it takes a little bit longer to dry than the ink. Now, wait a minute. Which one's the top? This one. This is the top, and these don't really matter. I don't know why I'm turning them upside down. I'm being really obtuse today. Now, here we go. Just stick one on top of the other, like so. Pop them together. Make sure they're well in place. There, is that a little bit? Where's my pokey tool? Is that a little bit? Hasn't. Yeah, it was just a little bit. Hadn't come out properly. There we go. That's it. I'll pop a little bit more glue on there and put the final bit on, like so. Now I put that back together. Aren't they gorgeous? I do love these buckets. Now before, I just do my dimension, and then before I put my little snowdrops in, I want to give get the handle in place, I think. Now, I'm going to use a slightly bigger tool for the bucket. And just go over it. Give it that little bit. Do you see that? And can you see that lovely little shine with that watercolour paint that's metallic? I think it's a cracking little job. Right, pop the... I got this set of embossing. I think they're called quilling tools as well. I'm not sure. From Amazon for, I think it was about £6 or something like that. It was very, very cheap. Now, where did I put my scissors? I want to trim the two ends because they're not all fit in together. So I just want to trim a few pieces off them after all that work to get them just right. And I'll think, yeah, I think I'll do you there. So this one will be at this side. And this one will be at that side. Put those out of the road. And then he will be in the back like that. And then this one will be in the front. Just a little bit further down. Do you see that? An absolute bevy of snowdrops. Aren't they gorgeous? Now, what you can do is you can move this little lip to set them in if you wish. Do you see that? It's very, very clever. But I just want to get this in place first. That'll make it a little bit trickier. I wonder, yeah, I'm going to leave that actually and do that last. That's what I did the last time, I'm pretty sure of it. So what I want to do, to make it look like the bucket, front of the bucket is sitting out from the back, I'm just going to put a little bit of foam tape in. Just a tiny bit. Get those scissors out of the road. I don't like using those for I think I have a tad too much there. Yeah, I do. Right, I'll pop that like that. And then we'll pop that little bit like that, and that should hopefully hold our snowdrops in place. There we go. Now, I'm stuck to it. Right, so we'll do our bits at the end first. And do be careful when you've popped them in, because they will grip. There we go. That's that one. And then they will grip to the foam tape very quickly. So make sure you have them exactly where you want them before you press it down. Right, isn't that so cute? Now in behind those, I want to put this little set. Okay, like so. Now, he's nothing to stick to, but he'll get something in a minute. And then behind that, at the other side, this little set. Do you see? Isn't that? Can you see that? Isn't that gorgeous? And oh, I'll put just a little dab of glue on here. There we go. Oops, that's a tad too much, but that'll hold him in place. There he is. Well done, little man. There you go. Oh, they are so pretty. Now, I want to put a tiny bit of foam tape under a few of them. So this is my 5mm that I'm using. It sticks to anything. Foam tape that sticks, S-T-I-X, and then the digit 2, anything. It's very futury. I want absolute, right, let me get that with my tweezers. Absolutely titchy tiny. Oh, I've got a hair on it. Sorry. Have I got it off? No. There, got the little blighter. Now, I just want to put a titchy tiny piece of foam tape in behind this little snowdrop. Oh, just to hold that dimension. There it is. Oh, sticking to everything. Where'd my other bit go? And I want to put this in behind this little jobby here. Perfect. There he is. Just to give those, just to lift those up off the page, because they'll show up. Now, come on. Now all I want to do is take the backing off without taking off. Oh, come on. Oh, I've taken it off. Oops-a-daisy. That's part of the craft room falling apart. Now, please stay on, little. There it is. That's it. Sorry about that. That's it. Right, so that's my little bucket all ready to go. Now, let's do a little bit of dimensional tape. I'm going to use my 10mm wide rather than my 5mm wide for the body. Where's my red handle scissors? There they are. For the little body on the little bunny. That's too big. So much for that. There we go. Wouldn't that do? Yeah, that'll do lovely. And then just another little piece for his head. Again, tad too much. It's been better using the 5mm for that instead of the 10, but it doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. Oh, I need that for my bucket as well, so I might as well put another little bit on the bucket when I have it upside down. Let's see. There. There we go. And pop that. So now we're well organised. Just get rid of my bits and pieces here to tidy up. I'm going to take this off. Yep, just the backing. There we go. And pop those away. So that's them all ready to go. Now I'll get my glue stick out to pop on the back of those. Now what I've done is I've pre-cut 2 little bits of card. I'm going to stack one on top of the other. And then I have, oh, there it is, my card base. So that's my little card base. And then these 2 are going to sit one on top of the other like so. So what I want to do is I want to put a little bit of grass in just to give us a little bit of colour. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. I do beg your pardon. I had to make a bit of a dash there. The doorbell went, and it was the postman with my gorgeous new Nellie's Choice 3D folders. I treated myself to 3 new ones, and they are gorgeous. Now, where was I? A little bit of grass. So I'm going to use mostly mowed lawn. It's a little bit brighter and cheerier. This is just an acrylic block with, excuse my nails again, with a Stampin' Up grass. It came from a scene, I think it was a cottage, like a little log cabin-y thing, and a fox and some grass and a gate and that sort of thing. But I want to get a little bit of grass in before I place my bunny rabbit. Let's see now. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to do a little bit of the darker green just to give it, again, a tad of light and shade. Just a tad. I don't want too much there. I think that's probably plenty. We don't want to overdo it, sure we don't. No, let's see, we'll just put them all out of the road. Or those all out of the road, I should say. Be grammatically correct. Now, bunny rabbit first. Let's get bunny down. So I'm just putting a tiny bit of glue stick on those foam tape bits so that he's... Isn't he gorgeous? What I see is his tail fluffed up. There we go, that's a little bit better. Now, I think I want him about here. Isn't he so cute? There we go. Now, I'm stupid. I am so silly, I forgot. Let me see, can I lift him without doing him any damage? I forgot to put the glue on. There we go. And a little bit on his little arm there. Now let's get him back down. You see, that's where it's so handy when you have that little bit of glue stick. Let's see, isn't that where he was, roughly? Do you think? So once the glue will stick his little appendages on, and the foam tape makes the rest of him stand up. So it gives him that little bit of shape. Now, the same thing with the bucket, full of gorgeous little snowdrops. Let's see. And we'll pop that on like that. Well, aha! We'll remember to put the glue on this one, just round the sides and at the bottom, so that we can keep the dimension in the bucket as well. Now, I actually want the bucket to go across him a little bit. Let me see, how's that? Is that it? Yeah, I don't want to cover up his eyes, but I want to make it look like he's manhandling the bucket or something along those lines. Or about to, just to give it a little bit of interest. Now I'm trying to stick this down. That's it. Perfect. And last but not least, I'm going to use my Zig glue for this. Now let me see. Yep, that's it. Oh, it's coming out like the proverbial. And put a little bit of glue on my handle. And then, whoops, daisy. Another little bit there. Now, there we go. Now, I want... Yeah, I've lost my... Oopsie daisy. There we go. And I need this little bit to come round behind the snowdrops. Something like that. That's perfect. Isn't that so cute? Oh, I am chuffed to bits with him. I think he's gorgeous. And you see how little snowdrops with that foam tape are actually coming up from the card, and this little bit of foam here and here is making them stand up again. It's really gorgeous. It's nothing like self-praise, is there? Right. Excuse me. I just want to give this a very, very quick wipe just to make sure I've no glue on the mat, because there's nothing worse than getting it all over your card, is there? There we go. And ruining all that hard work. So there's Bunny Rabbit. He's going to sit on here like this. And then the card is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. And that's just going to pop on there like that. I'm just sticking them down flat. And that's your card. Nice and simple. Very simple. Now, if you want to, you can give him, let me see what thickness is this. That's art line at 0.8. You could bring him to life a little bit by just dotting in his eyes, and like, do you see? Like so. And that's all I would do to him. Do you see that? Isn't he lovely? Our little Easter or spring card, or birthday card, or get well soon card, or thanks, or thank you. Anything you could use him for. He's lovely, isn't he? I do like him a lot. I love that little bunny from Pan, and I love the snowdrops in the bucket. Again, you could do anything. You could use this technique and do a vase with your little flowers in it. You can have it sitting on a table with a tablecloth. It's entirely up to you. But whatever you do, always legs lifting up. Just hold that down. Whatever you do, I hope you have a lot of fun with it. I hope you have as much fun as I've had with him. And do enjoy your crafting. Thank you so, so much for joining me. If you liked the little video, please remember to give me a wee thumbs up. I do appreciate it. And if you haven't already joined us, then please do subscribe. Thank you very, very much for your time. Take care. Now have a lovely rest of your day. Thanks. Bye-bye now.